It's that time again. All up. Fang update. And today's issue is end of the footy season. What does it mean? Well, I think we should begin by mentioning that the footy season basically is a representation of the cycles of life. But you didn't think of that. You probably have. I know. There's analogies which have referred to it that a football season actually represents the birthing cycle. From conception to birth. The grand final is the moment of the birth, the delivery of the baby. It's an old one, but I thought I'd just mention it. But also, it is also a ancient fertility rite. Spring equinox. Notice the conclusion, very close to the spring. Once upon a time, it used to finish on the spring equinox. Well, very close to it. And it was a moment that, you see, the grand final signifies the final passing of the dark night, or as we call it in Mary, the drizzly, windy time to the rebirth of the world. And without the grand final, there would not be any true spring. And some people might say, spring in Melbourne is not something to look forward to. And I'd say, actually, it isn't, is it? At times. But it's the rebirth. Society has to have the grand final for its rebirth. And the rebirth has occurred. And the Green Man has arisen with the raising of the cup and the Swans won. The blood's come in. So, what does it all mean to the layman? What it all actually means is, for 9.5 months, you've been able to sort of like those of you who work, have been able to say to your partners or your wives, been able to say, oh, look, I can't do it this weekend, the game's on. The game's on, I can't miss the game. And there goes another weekend. You keep that going for 9.5 months. And when the 9.5 months finish, suddenly you haven't got that excuse anymore. To say, I can't do it this weekend. The game's on. It's an important game. What happens? Some see it as an awakening, the rebirth of the universe. And others would say, this is terrible. Suddenly, I'm going to be forced to actually do something. Thankfully, there's a thing called the racing carnival. Now, those that have gone the 9.5 months suddenly have a month where they can say, oh, no, the race is on. The race mate's on this weekend. I'm sorry, I just can't do. I can't place the doors on the back of the house because the racing car is on. We're going to go to the racing. What happens after that? The cricket season, of course. That becomes your saviour. The cricket season. Look, no. I can't replace the gaping hole over the bedroom at the moment because the cricket season's on. And anyway, it doesn't rain that much at the moment. And I'll get to it at the end of the cricket season. So, do not despair, those out there, if suddenly realise that the football season's over and they've got no excuses left to them to get out of doing actual maintenance and work around the house. You have the saviour in the spring carnival. When the spring carnival ends, you have the cricket season, and when the cricket season comes to an end, surprise, surprise, it's the footy season again. Isn't this unbelievable? And the cycle begins again. There you go. This has been the Fang update. I think today I've been talking about universal subjects and issues that affects all of us. It's all about life and death and rebirth and holding the cup up high and then finding new excuses with the racings, with the spring carnival racing season, and then the cricket and that, and then the cycle begins again. And all those things out there around the house that needs to be repaired and replaced and work that's needed to be done never gets done. That's what sport's about. Take it easy.